TKO Boxing with Sherry Abbasi. We're in County Durham today at the Twins Gym. I'm joined by Adam Hepple, who will be facing Zach Chelli for the English light heavyweight title at York Hall on June 27th. Adam, first of all, thank you for giving me a bit of your time today and having us at the gym. Thank you to Jordan as well and the team. First things first, I normally like to start off by asking the most basic question to people. Why did you get into boxing?
I was a little shit, really, causing bother. If I hadn't getting into boxing and getting myself sorted out, I would have probably been in prison. So
the usual story of trying to stay out of trouble.
Just the usual lie, yeah. Drugs, drink, and then I got in the boxing gym and changed my life.
And in terms of getting into boxing, did you have an amateur background, or was it something you just got into at a sort of a later stage?
No, I started off late. I was 21, 22-year-old. Like I say, I was out on a weekend taking drugs and drinking and getting into bother, fighting, getting locked up. And my sister was actually, she just started kickboxing and she was doing like white collar fights and stuff like that. And I ended up going with her and started off kickboxing, but I preferred boxing, so went on the unlicensed same for a bit, and then came to Jordan's gym. He started doing some class sessions, done a bit of sparring, and he asked us if I fancied turning over.
So
now we're here.
It was mainly for you, like you said, unlicensed, and then doing a bit of training, and then you got encouraged to turn over. It wasn't always the plan.
Yeah, but it was a little bit of a plan. I always thought I was good on the unlicensed scene. I had 20 odd fights, lost one. I knocked everybody out who I fought, and it was a sort of a case of just try and push on, see how far I can go. Like I say, I went to Jordan's gym and sparred a couple of the pros who we had in at the time, and I done all right. So just thought, why not?
Fair enough.
Might as well.
Yeah, and of course, you've got probably the biggest opportunity of your career to date, fighting a former, a British super middleweight champion in Zach Chelli coming up. What are your feelings sort of coming up to this moment? Because this is huge in that sense. Like these sort of opportunities don't come to everyone.
Yeah, it's huge. But if you look back at my record, I've always took on big fights. I've always wanted to be in with the best. And when this opportunity got shown to us, I said yes straight away. He's a good fighter, but I believe in myself, and I always have believed in myself. I believe in my capabilities, and I think I'll knock him out.
Obviously, going into the fight yourself, you're going to be obviously a massive underdog to the wider public, people who don't know your story. What can you tell us about yourself that can sort of give people a bit of hope and sort of get them to tune in essentially to see you perform on the night?
I wear my heart on my sleeve. I went in against Brad Rea on 2 weeks' notice. He broke my ribs in the first round. I got back up and he stopped us in the third round. But in that fight, I didn't feel out my depth at any point. With a full camp, I would take that fight again. And I just tune in. I always come to fight. I always try my best, and I can bang. So it only takes us one shot. If I land it right, it'll be going to sleep.
Yeah, that's the beauty of the sport. The one punch can essentially change your life. So for you, this sort of opportunity can open doors even to the next level after that as well. With a division like light heavyweight, which has so many good fighters in it from top to bottom, and especially in the UK right now, we've got a lot of good fighters: Anthony Yard, Callum Smith, someone like Lyndon Arthur, who's potentially retired now. But a lot of good fighters have come through that division. What's the long-term aim for you, and how far do you think you can take it?
Just to keep going, and proving to kids and my own kids and kids who come in the gym and kids from saying where I'm from, that if you put the work in and you're dedicated to something, then you can do anything you want. That's what I've always aimed to do. Just try, and if I just give one kid the belief to get in the gym and change his life, then it'll all been worth it.
100%, and it's actually quite beautiful to hear you say something like that, because a lot of people they box for money, they box for X, Y, Z, but they don't really think about things like that, which are it's deeper.
Money.
It's deeper than that.
I don't think I've made between us. I don't think we've made a penny out of boxing yet. So it's nothing to do with money, mate. It's just being a good person, trying to be a good role model. That's all it's about.
Yeah, absolutely. And hats off to you for that. And like we said, massive fight next month. We can open all sorts of doors for the future. We've had so much investment in the sport recently with the Saudis, and people who normally don't get chances are getting chances now as well. So how important is it for you to really advertise yourself and push yourself for these type of opportunities?
You're only one fight away from changing your life. I mean, look, I fought Brad Ray. He beat us. A couple of weeks later, he was on the Saudi card. And which undercard was it? It was Bivol and
yeah, you got an answer for that, but then
undercard. But the guy who was meant to
he's had some
fight
bad luck with his last few fights.
So if I'd have won that fight,
who knows?
It could have been me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
So it's about putting your best foot forward and taking the opportunities.
Just aim for the stars. If you get beat, then you get beat.
Absolutely.
It's not the end of the world, is it? I've been beat twice.
How did you feel when you took your first loss? Because a lot of people make a big thing about being undefeated. How did you? Obviously, it's not a nice feeling, but looking back on it,
I was gutted. But in hindsight, I've never made an excuse up for that fight. But the last 3 weeks of that camp, I didn't train. I was ill. I had sickness and diarrhea. I was really ill, and I probably shouldn't have fought. And I got cut with it, got a clash of heads, got cut, and the referee stopped the fight. And shit happens at the end of the day. But do you know what? Like them 2 losses what I've had against Reece Farnell was the former super middleweight English champion, Brad Ray, Commonwealth champion. He's fighting for the European title. Like them 2 losses, I've took more out of them 2 losses than I would have out of 10 victories. It makes you know how much you want it, makes you realise who you are, and I know who I am. I've got the grip between my teeth, and it'll take more than that to stop us. You know what I mean?
I suppose it's about what you can learn from those losses. Like you said, you probably learn more from a loss, looking back and improving on things, rather than maybe having a blowout.
Loads to take from both fights, and it's just good experience, isn't it? Like, what's a loss? It's no, is it?
It doesn't usually come back from it.
It's like is it that these days in boxing, you take a loss and a lot of people, he's finished. But then you look at MMA, some of the
10 losses and still be top. Yeah.
I think it needs to change in boxing, but hopefully it does one day. But
I think, you know what, in the last 2 years with the whole Saudi investment and people getting opportunities, the win-loss thing isn't as important now.
I think Turkey Al-Sheikh...
That's the Mayweather effect, isn't it? Keeping an undefeated record.
Turkey Al-Sheikh himself came out and said that.
Yeah.
That's one thing that he wants to change in boxing, isn't it? So
that as long as you perform and fight your heart out, you'll get another chance.
Yeah.
And that's what it should be about.
100%.
Speaking about you specifically and the way you box, talk to me about your style. How would you describe yourself?
Come forward. Don't take a step back, really. Come forward and come to fight. Just violence.
Yeah, straight violence.
Maximum violence, aye.
Okay, Adam, thank you very much for giving me a bit of your time. Is there anything you want to say to the fans out there about your fight on June 27th?
Yeah, just tune in. I know there's a few local lads from Same coming down. There'll be about 50, 60 lads going down to London. And it means the world to us, that people spend the hard-earned money and take days off work to come down there. And just if you can't make it on the day, tune in. Hopefully get the big screen on down the green, and everyone can tune in and watch it.
And where can we find you on social media?
Social media is Adam Hepple Boxing on Instagram, and just Adam Hepple on Facebook.
Cool, wicked. Thank you very much for your time, bro. Appreciate
Cheers,
it.
mate.
Thank you.